So this is the liberal deep state, the global liberal deep state. Now we see how it has operated.
It raises a deep question of motive. Why would anyone want to spread deadly ideas like open borders or transgenderism? Hey, how about no grandchildren for you? How about, nobody reproduces anymore? What would be the motive for spreading poison like that?
We should be not naive, I think so. One motivation is always money. That was a way how the American Democrats thought they can open the gates for their business activity. If they change the governments which insisted on having sovereignty and standing and fight for themselves, it's more difficult to find business possibilities for those speculators. Soros is a Hungarian guy. George Soros kind of speculators can find easier way to generate money and to make profit on your economy. So that's the number one motivation. But the second one, don't forget that leftists are always ideologically driven. And they believe certain things, which for us sounds crazy, even embarrassing, frightening, but they believe it.
If I could just go back to something you said that Soros and his aligned NGOs and the movement that he represents has pushed these things because they sincerely believe them to be true. But they haven't pushed them on any nation outside the West. No one is pushing China to let in 1 million or 10 million relative to its size migrants a year, or India, or for that matter, Korea or Japan or the Philippines or any other country. It's only Western countries. Why, in their mind, is it only Western countries that need unrestricted migration?
That would request a deeper understanding of the intellectual history of the European political thinking. There was always a strong leftist liberal community which was not proud being a Westerner, always have perceived its own civilization as something bad. And their intention was not to make it stronger and to maintain and make it stronger, but rather to destroy, to improve by destroying. That's very communist idea, deleting the past. That was always the communist idea. So they don't like the West, they don't like their nation. Sometimes they are ashamed to belong to a nation because they think that nation is a bad thing. So if you think that nation is something good and you are proud of it and you think that you have to work for your nation to be competitive and better than the others, it's an awful Nazis, extreme right something. That's their approach. That's the tradition of the European left. In the latest years, it was brutally witnessed in the everyday political discussion. So I'm a fascist, I'm sitting here like, I'm a bad guy. I'm a fascist. I am middle-aged, feudalistic, Christian radicals, so that's who is arguing for peace, which is the worst thing, yeah? That's absurd, may I say. I think now we have a problem of democracy because of the migration. It's not just a problem of migration, problem of democracy. Because if you have an elite which is not ready to accept the obvious public will of your voters, instead of accepting that, forcing